Greetings, everyone. I'm really pleased to welcome you to the Asian chapter of PublisHer Unmasked, a series of candid conversation with inspiring book women from around the world. Established in 2018 by Budwar Al-Kazmi, PublisHer is a worldwide community of female publishing leaders who are working to address the publishing industry's gender imbalances, especially at the executive level. PublisHer Unmasked is traveling from region to region and comes to Asia after several fascinating conversations with female African publishers. You can check those out on PublisHer's YouTube channel. My name is Shweta Khurana. I'm editor at All About Book Publishing, a trade journal on book business in India. And today, I'll be speaking to Chalermchaikit, also known as Amy, who is the managing director of Booktime Co Limited, a publishing and distribution company in Bangkok. A very warm welcome to you, Amy. How are you?
Hi, Shweta and everyone. Thank you. It's really, I'm glad that I'm here and I can share something in my life with everyone. Yeah.
Great. A little about Amy. Amy's father was also a printer and publisher. Besides a passion for the book business, she has been actively working with many non-profit organizations since her student days. She works tirelessly, reaching out, and has an extensive network in Thailand. From 2019, she is the president of the Publisher and Bookseller Association of Thailand, also called the PUBAT. With her leadership, the PUBAT hosted its first online book fair from March 25th to April 5th this year. She is also the president of the ASEAN Book Publisher Association for the year 2020-21. And since 2019, she is also the president of Thai SME Association. That's quite incredible, Amy. Lots of roles you're handling. So you joined Booktime in 2003. So could you tell us about your journey in publishing, the challenges you've faced, and maybe the changes you've seen since then?
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, sure. I graduate, right? And then I work outside of my father's business for more than a year. And then I come back helping him on the business. Actually, I graduate my bachelor degree on computer science, like, a programmer. So when I come and join helping my father, I try make the business systematic and using, computers and digital and things long ago, 20 years ago. So that was my first start. Then our business actually is not just publishing or just the printing, but we do also do the retail business and also wholesale business as well. I mean, distribution. We distribute our books and also my father's friend's book, not a whole country books, but, someone that we know and they want us to help them or something. Distribute to a chain store that they have many branches in Thailand around the country and the standalone store in each provinces as well. We do it by ourselves. We have sales force, we have system and things. And also we open up our bookshop, many branches in big department stores. But then we just, after all this disruption and things, 2 years ago, we just, closed every branches and focusing only on content providing. And before that, many years, we also own a factory, printing factory with a lot of machines, and we publish printing our publication on ourselves, almost 100%. And also we earn some money from helping other people's printing as well. Also, we, let our factory, someone lend it, and we're focusing on content providing. Yeah.
Okay, great. So do tell us about Booktime Company Limited. What do you publish? And in terms of the distribution network, you already said that you distribute for yourself and the friends. So, I mean, the kind of content you all work with.
Well, first, my father, he's focusing on health book, food book, because my grandfather, he came from China, and our family is a Chinese herb medicine doctor. Yes, so he knows a lot of Chinese herbs, how to cure people and food and things and vitamins and how to make people healthy. So we start with that kind of books. After that, after he, study a lot of Buddhist and philosophy, so he start with hard content, which is Buddhist and Chinese and Eastern philosophy. After the kids, I mean, me, my sister, younger sister, and my younger brother comes and help him. We start new things like fictions. We buy characters, fictions, fantasies, and mysterious fiction and things from other countries. And we also sell copyrights to other countries as well after we come and help him.
Any milestones you'd like to mention for your company? I mean, the turning points.
Well, we've kind of doing a lot of tasks along the value chain, right? And actually, it was so fun having a lot of tasks or work on this value chain. But then we find that if we want to focus on something, we need to tell ourselves and ask ourselves, what is really we specialize on? So after we answer all that, we just have to, start new way of our business and leave some business model later on in the past, and leave it and start new things. Like today, we decided I graduate in computer science, so I'm not used to controlling big factories and other things, even if later on I try to manage it and study on logistic management, because of we have a lot of distribution and factories and things. It's fun as well, but we decide not to go on that way, but to this creative economy is the things that I want to gear my business to.
Okay, great. What we noticed is in these COVID-19 times, the PUBAT was very innovative, and the online book fairs was immediate from March 25th to April 5th. So how was this experience?
Wow, it was so incredible because there was 3 weeks or left before we have a really real on ground fair. We decided this because in between in February, it's gonna lock down or not, or what's the spread of the COVID will affect us, and a question, and it's really nothing to do. But then I think we need to decide as quick as we can, otherwise we cannot change or do anything to manage the book industry in Thailand. So after we actually had a meeting with all members, and we had a meeting with all the stakeholders to go straight on ground. But in a few days there was news from grandmother and grandfather. They came back from Japan, Hokkaido actually, and then they didn't know that they got COVID, and they didn't go to the doctor to see what's going on. Then these people make me think that there will be many more Thai people or other people in this situation. So I decided and asked all the committee that we need to change and stop things before things stop us. So we are kind of one of the first fair in the country that decide to set up all the structure. So when we decide, next day I gather all my friends and also my all connections to set up the website, or we can call the platform architecture. What's to do? How can we make it like a book city? How can we communicate and collaborate with other big platform, like the other platform? Anyway, I don't want to mention the name. So how can we move all members that who's not familiar with e-commerce, like 100% e-commerce, on the platform? And we work every almost 24 hours, and we have some partners that they got engine that can make us happen, and also we got some others association help us, and everyone wants it happen. So that's why it's happened. It's not just because of me or just because of our committee as well.
Indeed, very impressive. How many members participated?
Well, there were 400 members along our PUBAT, and normally on ground there will be 300 something, almost 400 members. But on the thaibookfair.com, which is we wish to be the biggest online market on book and activities, there were 200, half of it join us. Some of them they are not familiar with e-commerce, or some of them they're not having enough staff to do, and maybe their business as well, because someone they're just buying and selling, or someone they're just selling an old book or cheap book. It's not the way on the e-commerce right now.
Indeed, very impressive and very quick. So tell me about also reading culture. So how does PUBAT promote the reading culture too?
Well, normally we have many projects on reading, promoting reading culture, such as we know that when we go and set up book fair around the country in other provinces, in every, we want to make it every provinces, but we did make it 5 for the last 3 or 5 years on. We know that it's going to be, how can I say, we cannot earn the money from that kind of fair, but we bring our members to sell books, but also we bring activities, and we hope that fair will help promoting the reading culture in that local area. That's one thing. And then during that fair or other times, we always do the project we call One Read and Million Awake. One Read and Million Awake. That's the translation, right? So we give away money from the association to the librarian or students to come to the fair and pick up the books that they like to put on library shelf, instead of we donate things, instead of just donation, right? Because the donation maybe is not the right titles that they want to read. This is the second one. And now actually we are doing the platform. We call it No Gong Dong. No is English, but Gong Dong actually it's Thai words. Gong Dong, it's the feeling like when we buy books, but we cannot read it in time. So we piling books along, and it's high like a hill, something like that. So we said, oh, no books hill like that. No, no keeping just the book, but reading is the things that we need to improve ourselves by reading. So this platform will be like to challenge ourselves, to challenge between us, to have a competition, maybe readathon, and maybe some we have a project on donating, so people can read. If they read all together in 1 million minutes, then someone will donate 1 million baht to some society, something like that. We're going to do this kind of very fun and challenge platform for readers.
Okay, that's very interesting. Do tell us about the International Book Fair Thai publishers participate in, and what do you see as the areas of expansion for publishers in Thailand in terms of the countries?
Right. PUBAT also have joined many international book fair. Actually, the first number one book fair, the biggest one, of course, is Frankfurt Book Fair, right? And the other one is Taipei International Book Fair. These two book fairs we join every year. But we had joined in several other fairs as well, like Beijing, Shanghai, Bologna, and maybe in Asia. altogether. We think that book fair is like a place that publishers and also innovators on book can meet up each other, and then we can make new things, and we can discuss, and also sometimes we can enjoy having friends and exchange ideas. That's the
Exactly.
point. But thing is like it's COVID, and it's going to spend a lot of money. Also, we have some government fund helping us, but then the obstacle is the problem is book industry is like going down somehow because of the the digital or technology disruption. We need to adapt somehow on how we go and join the book fair, which is not just selling book rights. We try to push our government to see it is not just the selling rights, not just the money, but it's the country showing up our culture. It's the
Exactly.
country showing up our mentality, creativity, and ministries, not just the commerce Ministry of Commerce only to help us, but also the cultural ministry and others, maybe tourist ministry. They all need to join up together and push the fair like to be a national event. It's not just selling products. Yeah, that's the
Exactly.
things that I want to drive.
Totally, it's totally a cross-cultural connect. So do tell us about the Thailand book market, a kind of brief about it, and how does the PUBAT support it?
Yeah. Book industry in Thailand. 10 years ago that we did the research, it was 25,000 million baht. Yeah, and it's five years right from now. I think it's declining, and we think that last year it was like less than 20,000 million baht already. But this year we forecast it's going to be less also. We forecast that it's maybe 12,000 million baht. So compared to 10 years ago, it's already coming to halfway, right? If we calculate only books, right? Even ebook is not really drive the economy on the books that much. But because of COVID and because of the lockdown on the on the things around the country for 4 months, and this effect. Even if we have our online platform or publishing house, they try to adapt having e-commerce, but that's not substitute the revenue from the on ground at all. Maybe it's coming up like 300 or 400%, but from very less, it's not the 400% from on top of the whole things. So I think we're going to drive our members to do more on creative content, to create more on licensing, to creative more on IP and things that they can sell along in many years. And also we try to plug and join with private sectors like other associations, something like movie, the play and a song and things like creative content together to help each other somehow and to voice our creative economy to the government so that they will focus on this industry for a whole thing, not just book. Because if it's just book, they'll just book, or maybe book is dying. We heard a lot of these comments, and I think it's not true. So we have to fight and change society minds and also the government's mind as well.
Exactly. The current crisis, how are you and the publishers responding to this? Any concerns you'd like to share? I mean, you've already said that it's come down the revenues. So what are the other concerns would you like to share with us?
Well, as the uh, you know a company, anyway, we need to know ourselves the best, what to go, what to do, and what to invest and what not to invest during this time. I want our member, I mean the publishing house, see how COVID will go and how society will change, how behavior of the reader will change. I still believe that book is one of the entertainment tool that people need, and is one of the cheap or affordable entertainment tools for people and also for kids. So if we go to the right market, and maybe we can sometimes, you know, I think the bookmaker is kind of artist. We want we want to do some content that maybe the market doesn't accept, or just publish very less. But then but also we want to do, maybe we have to keep that in mind. And during these 2 years before we get vaccine, or before everything getting more normal, then we can invest more on what we want to do. So right now, just see what's ahead of us and see what can make us survive, make it, you know, not too many activities to invest right now. Keep cash, then things will be better in as soon as COVID go, I think.
Exactly. And apart from the online fair, which was so quick, what are the other innovations you've noticed in this period?
I think one of innovation is not just the technology. I think innovation is also the process of doing things as well. So when we focus on the business in one company, in one publishing house, we need to see what is the old process that will, you know, make us slow, make us not focus on market. Then we have to leave it and change. But for the book industry, we need to use the technology, and we need to go straight from content to other platform or other medias as well, to make more revenue on other things. There are a few or several publishing houses that have changed along these many years, and they success on the online content. And I think it's not everyone to be able to change that quick, like the one that they have already done. But we need also to focus and see what we can use, or we can create more, or we can adapt on the content that we have on hands. Yes, to generate more channels on selling. Maybe, you know, printing book, ebook, audio book, and maybe we have to use the content and make it easier for this very fast behavior on reader, to make it short. Or maybe we need to do more on video clip, and some publishing house, they use that content, create the seminar to make more money on that. So we need to, you know, see and know how content will be our business.
What do you consider your achievements?
I think for the PUBAT, as the president, I would like to seeding some new things on book industry. That's the first things that I want to know. I want to do, like to open up creative economy to our industry, to know that there were more things to do. So we need to start today. The second one, I think, if the members can survive along this very hard time, the disruption time, and also COVID time, and we help each other, we, you know, not fighting to each other, try to make more profit for industry. I think that's also the other thing that I think is the things that I wanted. And actually I want PUBAT to be known in the society. You know, in Thailand, everyone knows Thai National Book Fair. Everyone knows that, oh, there will be book fair here and when and then somewhere. but they never know that who runs the fair. And the association is like very unknown. So this is the third thing that I want to be. And the fourth one is I want PUBAT to voice, to be the representative of the book industry, voice our needs, voice that book is very important. It's not just not just the printing book, but the content that we've done. It's, leveled up our society. It's help people. It help kids. It's, make people like human. So I want to voice that this industry, everyone or government need to focus on us and, have some projects or do some ecosystem to help all the value chain, make it easier to do the business, some kind of that things. And the last one, I want to make a new reader. Both the reader that maybe have read but stop reading because of technology comes along and we play on the social media, come back and read. And then the new reader that like kids and who's grown up, read more, and then the magic of reading, something like that.
I love what you say, magic of reading. It's perfect. So my last question to you, with PublisHer, we're all connected. So what do you think is the importance of PublisHer?
Well, it's very, warm when we know that there are so many people that think like us. And also it's very proud to be a woman and very proud to be a businesswoman, and people or society accept what we think and what we do, right? I think PublisHer will spice these things and will, show us that there will be this kind of person, this kind of woman around the world. So you are not alone. So just
lovely.
keep walking, keep walking and try to do good things for society, and then you'll be having a very happy life. Yeah.
That's again perfect. I love your words, keep walking, and the spice and the support and connect we get with PublisHer. Amy, it's been totally inspiring to talk to you, and you have so many roles you're handling. Thank you so much. It's been completely wonderful. And a big thank you to PublisHer and our viewers. Thank you so much.
Thank you. สวัสดีค่ะ
Thanks, Amy. Namaste.